Day 497. So today, woke up and got on the road, had breakfast first, and went out hiking. Went out to Pindermill Falls, and I purposely got there early, hoping the gate would be open, or I'd be able to get in early. And that was not the case. So, gate opened right at 8, which means I wasn't on the trail till about 8:10. And then I had to stop several times to do some work, even though, I did not have the best cell coverage, which meant that it did work once or twice, and once or twice it didn't. And I had to pack up and then go further and see if I could get better signal. I now know the minimum required cell phone signal in order to get some type of connection with my office. So that is good to know. And that would be at least 2 bars LTE. So none of this 4G or 5G will work, unfortunately. But that ended up pushing back the amount of time it would take. And I mean, this show was going to be at least 3 hours anyways. And it ended up being almost 5. I got done at around 12:30, 12:45. And at that point, midday sun, and the last half mile of that trail at least is straight up in the sun. I've got a little bit of sunburnt, as you can see, and even my shoulders, which I've pretty much exposed all spring, have a little bit of redness to them. So yeah, it was a hard trail. And so I also didn't pack my lunch thinking, I would get home within a decent amount of time. And so I'm just kind of said screw it, and I went by a Chick-fil-A on the way back, and I ended up having the food that I had here at the house. So I ended up having 2 meals today, 3, including breakfast. So I'll probably have either a higher or at level weigh-in for today. We'll see what that turns out tomorrow. As for tomorrow, I've got a bike ride planned. And originally, so the first ride that I did that was, with my mother, we went to Lupe Tortilla, which was a 27-mile round trip. I've since done that one other time, but I've done the loop across the bridge, and that's the hardest hill. So I feel like I can push a little further than Lupe Tortilla. And there's a Rudy's Barbecue about 1.5 miles, 2 miles further down. So my thinking was, okay, they start serving food or lunch at 10:30. I'll head out, go down to Rudy's, get there by 10:30, and then come back. Well, that still means that I'm out biking at noon, 1, maybe even 2. I don't think it'd go that far. The ride back is easier than the ride there. But what I thought about was, well, I can still go that distance, turn around, come back, and then either pick up food on the way back, or sit down and eat at a restaurant somewhere in the Arboretum. There's a Rudy's not a 1/4 mile out of the way, coming back. So I think that's what I'm going to do as an alternative, because then I figure it's going to take me about 3 hours to do the whole thing, there and back. Now, it means that I'm not breaking halfway through, but it does mean that I can either pick up food and come to the house and eat, or I can eat, and then just have a nice little light ride back to the house. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and then that way I'm back here before 11:30, and not hitting those, higher noonday and after sun, because it's hot, and I do like going outside. I'm one of those people where I want to get some sun, but I don't want to get a ton of sun. So just enough that, I feel it, but not enough that it actually burns and, leaves a ton of freckles, because that is pretty much what my skin looks like. So we'll see about tomorrow, but it should be about 30 miles, and hopefully I'll get it all done. Till tomorrow.